Madam President, yesterday, the Senate set a very important precedent that impeachment should be reserved only for high crimes and misdemeanors and not for settling policy disagreements. That is what the impeachment against Alejandro Mayorkas was from the start, a policy dispute, frankly, to help Donald Trump on the campaign trail. It did not meet the high standard required by the Constitution to remove someone from office. I am very glad the Senate worked its will to set these charges aside. The prudence and cool judgment the Senate showed yesterday is what the framers would have wanted. They didn't want impeachment to be used for every policy dispute. When you don't agree with a cabinet minister, a cabinet secretary, you impeach them. That would have created chaos in the executive branch and here in the Senate, because the House could just throw over impeachment after impeachment, and if you'd had to have a whole big trial on every one of them, the Senate could be ground to a halt. So let me repeat what I said yesterday. We felt it was very important to set a precedent that impeachment should never be used to settle policy disagreements. We're supposed to have debates on the issues, not impeachment on the issues. Let me repeat that. It's such an important concept, and I'm so glad we stood firm yesterday. We are supposed to have debates on the issues, not impeachment on the issues. We are not supposed to say that whenever you disagree with someone on policy, then that is a high crime and misdemeanor. Can you imagine, Madam President, the kind of chaos and damage that would create? As I said, the House could paralyze the Senate with frivolous trials, particularly when one party had the House and the other had the Senate. It would degrade government, and it would frankly degrade impeachment, which is reserved, rarely, for high crimes and misdemeanors. To show how unprecedented what the House did was, no cabinet secretary has been impeached since I think it was 1867. And even in that case, he resigned before the trial. It was never intended to happen. But unfortunately, the hard radical right in the House is just so intent on paralyzing government, creating chaos in government, even destroying government, that they don't care. But we in the Senate, on our side of the aisle, did care. And my guess is a lot of my colleagues on the other side of the aisle cared too. If my colleagues on the other side want to talk about immigration, Democrats welcome that debate. Welcome it. We should debate border bills like the ones Republicans blocked here on the floor. That is how you fix the border, with bipartisan legislation. Impeachment would have accomplished nothing.